Andy Cowell's fastest lap from final one gives him pole position for the second final. On the front row with him, Jamie Jenkins. Look to the second row, Sam Garford, Kieran McCullough on grid 5. Look out for Brenton Miller on grid 7. No time to waste, this is an 18-lap final. Cowell takes the Union flag and makes it into turn 1. Can Jenkins go round the outside? He can't. It's Sam Garford coming through from third. Simon Mace holds off Dan Butler and Stu Simons for fourth. Down to turn 2, will they all make it? Cowell has, Jenkins, Garford. Down to the hairpin, Cowell's forced to go defensive. That gives Sam Garford opportunity to slide inside of Dan Butler. Jenkins has grabbed the lead on the exit. Jamie Jenkins leads lap 1. But there's still 17 more laps to go. It's nose to tail in Premier Class. Up to turn 2, Jenkins leads. Cowell has to settle for second. Garford on his bumper, Butler, Simons, Miller, Mace, Lissitor, Godwin. Was that Peter O'Connor? In 10th, down to the hairpin, Cowell locks up. And that's leaving him open to Sam Garford. Jenkins has pulled out a couple of kart lengths. Well, there's people on the track trying to slow them down. Somebody must have gone off at turn 1. Who's in the tyres? It's Mark Lowcombe. It looks as though he's gone in pretty heavy, but he's on his feet. So Jenkins leading out, Cowell, Garford, Butler, Simons, Miller, Mace, Godwin, Lissitor, O'Connor, Ingram. Faster than I can say it, they're certainly going. Godwin throwing up the inside of someone, and Simons has pushed Butler wide. Simons unhappy, I guess with Brenton Miller. And Oliver Allwood has joined the back of the leading group, picking up the toes, set fastest lap at the same time. You can see what a difference it makes when you're following a big group. Jenkins has pulled out a few kart lengths. Garford trying to hold off Brenton Miller rather than trying to put a move on Andy Cowell. Miller's got the inside for the horseshoe, which will put Simons at a disadvantage. Ingram trying to get up the front. Remember, he's a championship contender. All his rivals are ahead of him. Cowell under such pressure from Sam Garford. Something's got to give. Garford pushes his way through, and Miller's coming with him. Garford defensive now, probably to hold off Cowell. In fact, it's Miller on his bumper. Simons tries to put his wheels inside of Dan Butler, doesn't work. Feels obliged to wave him back through, hoping to get back in behind him. He's going to lose out to Godwin if he's not careful. Godwin pushing him wide. Well, turn 1 is really only a kart width wide on the racing line, and Simons now has been shuffled down the line. Stewart slots in at about 10th place. Jenkins goes through in the lead. 2.5 seconds later, 12th place, Oliver Allwood there goes by. That's how competitive Club 100 Premier Class is. Cowell on the grass. Was he run wide by Dan Butler out of the S's, or did he go on his own? Ingram looking for 6th. Can't get through. He's got the door half open. Godwin's got the line. Lissitor now looking for the inside of turn 1. Rarely works going through there. But Ingram's in the toe. He's looking to go outside and inside for turn 2. Phil must have gone through. We pick up with the leaders. Jenkins leading at the S's. Phil went through, but Godwin came straight back at him. Down the hairpin, Garford to the inside for the lead. Haraway gets out the way. We saw him go off, hit the horseshoe. Godwin again, trying to hold off Ingram. Oh, and look at his right arm. He's gone for the jets. That's a distinct no-no in Club 100. You're not allowed to adjust your own jetting. And if he's been seen, and let's face it, it was in front of the pits, he can expect a penalty. Dan Butler inside of Jamie Jenkins for third at the hairpin. And Ingram's gone through on Lissider for sixth. On to the back bumper, Wesley Godwin. Well, as we run round to start finish, let's see if he's picked up a black flag for fiddling with the jetting. Big Mick at the flag stand. There's a black flag for Wesley Godwin. Well, he may not have seen it. He's not finished with Phil Ingram. Well, he's adjusted his jetting. It seems to have picked up the performance on his car, because he's gone past Ingram. Lissider inside the pair of them. A great move from Jonathan Lissider. That's classic Club 100 at Clay Pigeon kind of manoeuvre. Better run out of turn 2 and through at the S's. Ingram takes back 7th from Wesley Godwin. Well, Wesley probably be pulled to the pits for that black flag offence. It's out again. Has he seen it this time? Yes, he has. He's into the pit lane. Up front, it's Garford under pressure from Miller. Miller's through, and Butler's gone with him. Miller to the lead, Dan Butler to second, Garford third, Jenkins fourth. There's 4 championship contenders. Cowell still runs 5th. End of lap 10 of this 18-lap final. We've got 4 away at the front. Miller, Butler, Garford, Jenkins. A second ahead of Andy Cowell, having a lonely race in 5th. He's got a 2-second advantage ahead of Jonathan Lissider and Phil Ingram. Miller under pressure from Butler, down to turn 2. He's gone a long way in. He's run wide. There's a crown on the road there, and that's let Butler through. Butler through at the S's. Miller on the grass, and he's nearly put Garford in the tyres. Jenkins is through to second. Miller under pressure from Cowell. Cowell's through. Miller very unhappy. Ingram's put a move on Jonathan Lissider. That's important. Ingram needs to get further forward. Look at the lead that Dan Butler's got through all of that. 5 kart lengths. He's broken the toe to Jamie Jenkins, who's under pressure from Sam Garford. Well, Dan needs Sam to keep Jamie busy so he can clear off and win this one. Cowell holding off Miller. Here comes Bond, barging his way past Simon Mace for 11th place. Lacey able to get in there and capitalise as well. Trying to go round the outside of Simon Mace, and he's got it done. Back to the leaders. Jenkins holding off Sam Garford. Here comes Brenton Miller. He had a run through Billy's blind. He's picked up 4th place from Andy Cowell. And I don't think Andy's got anything in response. Well, it's time to take stock. We've got 5 laps left of this final. Dan Butler leads by 0.6 of a second from Jamie Jenkins and Sam Garford. A second further back to Brenton Miller. Andy Cowell. Phil Ingram is 3 seconds off the lead. We've lost Kieran McCullough from this final early on. I don't think we saw him go, but he's definitely out. Butler is managing to keep just a few kart lengths out of reach of Jamie Jenkins, who has the added complication of the preoccupation of Sam Garford on his bumper. Dan Butler was tipped as a favourite for the title by Steve Dart, who knows about these things, at the start of the season. So far he hasn't won a race, but he's managing to hang on in there in the championship. A win here would be a big boost. Not as big as it might be. Because look at the rivals behind him. Jenkins, Garford, Miller. And behind Cowell, it's Phil Ingram. Allwood holding off Stu Simons, struggling once again with the cart and the pedals. And Simons may yet suffer from Martin Bond if he's not careful. This is the battle for 9th place. Well, it looks as though Sam Garford's been prepared to follow Jamie Jenkins in the hope that between the pair of them they could gain ground on Dan Butler. So far, it's not worked out. I wonder how long Sam Garford's patience will last. Because we're about to start the penultimate lap, just 2 laps from the finish. It's half a second, the lead that Dan Butler has over Jamie Jenkins and Sam Garford. Garford now pushing Jenkins up to turn 2. Is Sam going to have a look? No, he's still prepared to follow. Trying a bump draft, I guess. And they are closing in on Dan Butler. Ingram has now caught Andy Cowell. That's the battle for 5th with Jonathan Lissider. Cowell goes defensive into the hairpin. Dan Butler still has a cart length on Jamie Jenkins. We're moving on to the final lap now. And Ingram has passed Andy Cowell, and Lissider's trying to find a way past Andy as well. Jenkins has seen off Sam Garford. They're on the bumper. They're just half a cart length behind. Jenkins has maybe got one chance down at the hairpin. Butler's driven a great S's. He's got a cart length. That could be enough. One last chance into the horseshoe. Has Jamie Jenkins got anything left? No, he hasn't. Dan Butler's going to win his first race of the season.
Amazingly, the fastest lap of the race and final one went to Andy Cowell.
I'll text him.
I'm not sure that computer's working.
It's kind of the thing they could have got last year. So it's quite nice to get.
3rd place was Sam Garford, and 2nd again, Jamie Jenkins. So Jamie's had a good day. But at last, our winner, Dan Butler. So that's the Prems. So let's get to the heavyweight final.